Basically, I'm asking kids around the world to go without shoes, or people around the world to go without shoes, simply because I want others to realize how fortunate I guess we are to live where we are, to have a roof over our heads, to have clean water to drink, to have shoes in our feet, while so many others around the world have to live life without shoes.
And you yourself have seen those parts of the world where young people, indeed old people, don't actually have a choice. They just don't have shoes.
Absolutely, and I've been able to have the fortunate opportunity to travel to many different countries around the world, including Malawi, Kenya, Tanzania, just to name a few. But there you're really able to see how these kids have to walk to school if they have the opportunity, or get water that may or may not be clean kilometers away, or work in fields without shoes. And what really surprised me was that no matter what, these kids were optimistic. And they always had smiles in their faces. And that really just made me realize that here in where we live, we're so fortunate to have everything we have, yet we're grumpy if our morning coffee is cold or something goes wrong in the day.
Can I just ask you about yourself, Bilal? I mean, you're 13 years old, and I'm sure many people listening will think that you're incredibly articulate. Where did this all start with you, your activism?
Well, I started when I was 4 years old, actually. I was sitting down at the breakfast table eating a small orange or a clementine, and my parents were reading to me from the newspaper, and they talked to me about the front page of the newspaper every day. And today there was this earthquake in the province of Gujarat in India. They told me about a priest from my own religious community who had died under the rubble, and my dad was in the same position at the time in Canada. And I immediately thought of my dad dying, and it really wasn't pleasant. So I started selling these small oranges door to door in the neighborhood near my house, and they were expensive clementines because I raised about $350. But it was a spark. It definitely was. That lit a huge fire.
From 4 years old? I mean, how did your career in activism progress?
Today I've been able to raise over $5 million for various causes around the world. After that I raised funds for hurricanes in Haiti. I raised $6,000 and then asked for corporate donations, in which we received $500,000 worth of goods to go to Haiti. I started the Canada Kids Earthquake Challenge, which asked kids across the country to raise $100 each for tsunami victims, and we ended up raising millions, and UNICEF at that point asked me to be their child ambassador, and so here I am today.
What's involved in the work of a child ambassador, UNICEF child ambassador?
I do a lot of is speaking and inspiring others across Canada, especially kids and youth, to be able to get involved. And I think that what I realized throughout all my work is that as one person you can make a difference, but as a group of people you can change the world. And something that I like to use, an analogy, is that every morning you get out of bed and you go to the front doorstep and you look down, you see God's to-do list waiting for you, and it's called the newspaper. It's just basically a list of things, a lot of problems in the world that you can solve. There's a lot of negative things that surround us, but it really is up to us.